Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Winter 2021 vlog build for my 1993 Honda Civic Honda Challenge H2 car. I've been off the clock for a little bit on the social media stuff because I have been tending to real life duties, my job, namely, and then also schooling for my master's program and all the other normal stuff that I do, which takes up all my time. So while I'm in the garage today, I have some plans. So some of the plans that I have right now are, well, obviously you can see my garage is a gigantic mess. So the first thing I'm going to be doing in today's blog or vlog video is cleaning. I'm sorry. But then, the second thing is I'm filming a video for AEM right now. And I'm talking about, basically what I did, what I thought went well, and what I thought could have gone better, and then what I'm going to do in the future with this AEM dash. It's sort of a scientific approach. I mean, I'm nerdy, right? You guys know that. But I'm also kind of ratchet. I'm nerda ratchet. But I basically have been in science competitions for middle school and high school, all throughout grade school stuff, and then I went to school for engineering, so that's how you kind of do a lab report. It's like, this is what I did, this is what went well, this is what could have gone better, and here's how we're going to do it. So I kind of wanted to give them the opportunity to see, look, this is what I did with your product, and here's what I liked about what I did, and here's what I think could have gone better, and then try to work with them to sort of make a better product going forward, maybe, or do better myself. It's a collaborative process, and that's why when I partner with people, I talk about partnerships. I don't talk about sponsorships. I don't talk about free stuff. I talk about, I want to be your partner. Let's develop something. And so, AEM basically, they fit the script, and there's other people out there who have offered me, opportunities and stuff, and I've honestly turned them down because their model did not fit with mine, and AEM's did because they wanted experimental testing, and that's what I'm good at. So that's what we're in the process of doing right now. You can see I got my tripod set up. I haven't driven this G in a long time because I don't want to get salt under it. It's a North Carolina car. It's not in great shape, exterior-wise, but it's a 130,000-mile car, all original. The only mod is 350Z springs, and I have all the original stuff inside my house, so I really don't want to mess it up. But sidebar, my camera is over here. Got a Nikon strap on a Canon Rebel, so I am a rebel. But yeah, we're going to be cleaning up first, okay? And then hopefully we can get to start tearing into this. So I want to pull a pan, I want to pull the valve cover, and I want to inspect everything. How does it look? And then start installing what I can back into it. So I have Type R cams in that pile of garbage over there. Different from this pile of garbage or that pile of garbage. There's, you gotta be particular about your piles of garbage. And so we're going to basically take this apart. That's the goal for today. Get enough cleaning done so we can take this apart. And I'm just going to try and have some me time, vibe out, listen to some music, and update you guys on the build. So let's get to it. All right. So this is a little bit of a reaction video. All right. So my first reaction is I'm angry because I just did that. I dropped a bunch of grommets all over my floor. Anyway, this is a reaction video, I guess. A reaction video for YouTube. And so basically we're going to be reacting to what it looks like underneath the valve cover. Wow, that is very, very clean. Sheesh, there's no varnish. There's no varnish. Wow. Okay, this is promising. Very promising right now. So as I mentioned, very clean. Wow. Wow. I mean, this motor sat for a long time. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Alright, spoiler alert. Battery died. I have two DeWalt batteries charging right now. They both died. There's a lot of spinning going on here. But it's looking good, man. I mean, you know, we got to get that middle out, so I got to get a smaller wire wheel bit. But, yeah, we got the motor on its side now. Shout out to Ryobi for making the best drip trays because your tools are garbage. So that was from a weed whacker, and that is now a drip tray. And we're going to pull out the oil pan now, and we're going to see what the oil. This has been a perpetual leak on my garage floor for the beginning of time, and I've been too lazy to sort it out. So we're going to pull this oil pan and see what it looks like underneath the motor. See what kind of nightmare awaits us, if any. Wow. Yeah, worse. But, I mean, wow, look at... That is just immaculate. There's no varnish. So here's a white paper towel. And the reason we're taking a white paper towel to it is because we want to get an objective measure of how gold this oil is. It just looks black. It just looks black. The oil looks old. It's brown because it's brown. I don't think there's a lot of gold in it. You would know. It's just... And it's dry as a bone because it's been sitting. But look, man. There's no varnish in there. Oh, there's some chunks in that oil pump. So there's definitely picked up some sludge at some point. That's not good. I'm a little bit confused, to say the least. Okay, so this is the dipstick. What is this? Someone put another dipstick in this motor. There were 2 dipsticks in this. Why were there 2 dipsticks in my motor? The filter for the pickup was pretty plugged. I'll get the camera on it, but I'm worried now. This is why you start your builds early in the off season. It's December right now, and our first track day is 3 months from now. And this way you know what you need to replace and rebuild. You can have contingency plans set up. Okay. Clean. Very clean. I don't know. I'm not really super worried about this motor. I do think that it was neglected for a little bit. I do think it sat for a little bit longer than it should have. I'm going to wiggle the rods now. Radially. I'm feeling for play radially. I don't feel any in number... What is that? Number 4. I don't feel any radial play in number 3. None in 2. And none in 1. Now let's go for thrust play. There's a little bit of thrust play in 1, very little. A little bit of thrust play in 2, about the same. A little bit of thrust play in 3, a little more. Very little in 4. So 4 has the least amount of thrust play. 1 and 2 have probably the same amount of thrust play. 3 has a little more thrust play than before, but I've seen motors run with worse thrust play with no issues. Okay, so when I say radially, so what I'm doing right now is I'm feeling for bearing wear. There's 2 bearings that you gotta worry about for a con rod, all right? And this is a con rod, connecting rod. This is a cap for a connecting rod, connects the crank rotating assembly to the piston. There's a journal bearing, okay? Journal bearing is a circle. It goes this way, right? So there's the circle, like imagine a circle rotating this way. It's sitting right here. Now, there's a journal bearing sitting in between this camshaft, this crankshaft, and this con rod to take any sort of damage or whatever, and also to provide a layer of oil for this con rod to travel on. That's your bearing. What I'm doing, see how my finger is pushing this way? This is considered radial movement. So I'm feeling for radial movement by pushing and pulling this way. That's radial. Now, axial or thrust is this way, okay? So to do that, I'm moving it this way and that way. So you really shouldn't be able to feel that radial clearance. And if you do, you know you have a bad bearing wipe, okay? You might have early bearing wipes, or you might have wiped some of the bronze, some of the protective layer off of the bearing without having that excessive play. But you know the motor's good to run if, you go here and you do that radial, right, test for play. This is the pickup. You see all that gunk in there? That means that either RTV or oxidized and sludged up oil got into the sump of this oil pickup and is decreasing the ability of the oil to get sucked up by the pump right here so that it can get provided to the journals and the crankshafts, the conrod journals and the camshafts. All right, it's late. I'm gonna call this a wrap. Thank you for watching. This is another addition to the blog. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's YouTube. You know what to do.